How you doing? I'm Jose. Let's get straight into it. The purpose of this video is documentation of the most valuable lesson I've learned in the past calendar year. The most valuable lesson I've learned is patience. I don't know about you guys and girls. I don't know about everybody included. I'm sorry. I don't know about everybody included, but throughout my childhood, I feel as if patience was always letting things take their course, and that was it. But as I've grown older, I'm 19 years young, which is not a lot of experience, but it's 19 years longer than a newborn, right? So you got to start somewhere. But throughout my childhood, that was the only thing, right? And as I've grown older, I've started to realize that that's a part, but it doesn't really grasp everything that patience is. Patience to me is, of course, letting things run their course, but also discipline, consistency, and controlling what you can control, right? Before I take a deeper dive into those aspects, I want to say there are 5 P's which you guys should always keep no matter what path you're going, you know what I mean? Whether you're an athlete, blue collar, white collar, whatever you want to be, just these 5 P's are a great acronym, I guess. That's the word I'm looking for. A great acronym, right? Proper planning prevents poor performance. Okay. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Right. So let's get into it, right? Patience. No matter what line of work you're in, like I said, blue collar, white collar, athlete, whatever you guys have envisioned for yourself, there's always going to be a force that's not in your control, right? Let's go with the blue and white collar. Okay, let's say there's a boss, right? He's against you. Whether it's how you present yourself, whether it's your appearance, he's not for you, right? He's in spite of you. Okay. You cannot let him control whether you come home every day and have enough money to provide for your family, put a roof over your head, put clothes on your back, and put a meal in your stomach or whoever else you're providing for, right? Let's say there's a coworker, the same thing. You cannot let him or her influence what goes on with you, right? This is your life to live, and you're the only person who's living this life. Nobody else can understand that. Now let's go on the athlete role. Let's say no matter what sport, let's say there's a coach, right? He's not trying to run plays for you. He's not trying to put you in. Blase, blase. He's not trying to do something for you, right? You can't let that control how hard you go, right? How hard you practice, whether you get extra work in, whatever the case may be, you cannot let any of these outside forces that are not in your favor affect you, right? You have to control what you can control. Just because your boss isn't in your favor or your coworker isn't in your favor, or maybe a client isn't even in your favor, that does not control whether you show up for work with 110% charisma, hard work, and energy, right? Whether you are respectful, whether you are a plus in the workplace, right? You cannot let the coach, a teammate, anything determine whether you're going to the field getting extra work in, right? Whether you're going to the gym getting your stamina and your cardio up, whether you're going to the field, you know, or the basketball court, getting your dribble moves right and your jump shot right. You know what I'm saying? Being able to reverse lay both hands. Mike can drill. If you're in the field, he can't determine if you can get a ground ball, if you can throw it, if you can backpedal and break, or you can get in your receiver stance and you know what I mean? You cannot let anybody else control that. This is your life to live, and you're the only one that's going to reap the benefits, right? You're the only one that's going to reap the consequences. You know, there's, people always say, are you, if your best friend tell you to jump off a bridge, are you going to jump off the bridge, right? Because if he jumps off the bridge, he's the one that's going to have to deal with the consequences of dying, right? And if you jump off the bridge, you're going to have to be the one that deals with the consequences of dying, right? If you don't, you deal with the positivity of living or the benefit of living, right? And being able to prolong your life. Okay. So let me dive deeper into it. So when I say consistency, okay, when you set out a plan for yourself, you have to make sure that you believe in yourself and you apply it to your day in and day out life, right? You have to make it a habit. You know, let's reference gym memberships, okay? I'm sure anybody who is is familiar with the gym, excuse me, sorry about that, and is trying to go to the new year. It's just trying to go to the gym in the new year, right? When it's January and you've been going there since last June, you're like, okay, well, this person's at my rack, or this person's in my locker, or this and that, right? That's because people have set out these New Year's resolutions, these plans, right? But as the days and the weeks start to pass and it gets February, right? And it gets March and April and May and June, those people tend to dwindle and your racks become available and your locker becomes available, right? Because they're not consistent, okay? They will be the ones that will reap the consequences from not staying consistent, right? But you're the one reaping the benefits for staying consistent, okay? The analogy may not be perfect, but this is my first time ever really trying to do something like this, so bear with me, right? Consistency has already been clocked off. Discipline coincides with consistency, right? There are going to be days that you're sick. There are going to be days that your mental is not there. There are going to be days that nothing's in your favor. You know, maybe, I mean, I hate to even say this, but maybe you got cheated on, right? Maybe somebody in your family passes away. Rest in paradise. I don't wish that on anybody. I would hate for that to happen to somebody. But let's be realistic. These things happen. This is life, right? All right. You cannot let that impact what you have planned out for yourself. It's always okay to get sad and sulk or even be in a depressive state. This is the real world. These things happen, right? As easy as you can become happy, as easy as you can become, at the bottom, right? No matter what, your mental, your dedication, and your drive has to be stronger than your emotion. Emotions can take us far left or far right, but whatever we have our brain set out on, that has to be the top priority, right? So discipline and consistency, and they coincide. I think we covered that. I've spoken about the 5 P's, and now I just want to talk about a Bible verse which I can't verbatim quote, but it goes something like this, right? He who has many will be given more. He who has none will have what he has taken. And that may not be exact, like I said, but shout out to my brother. He's really strengthened my faith and allowed me to really grow in my relationship with the Lord. Also, another thing, everybody's relationship with our Heavenly Father above is different. No matter what religion you believe in, no matter what sect, what anything, your relationship is not going to be the same as your brother, your sister, your father, your mother. It's always going to be different, right? So you live your life, okay? But, like the verse I was talking about, he who has many will be given more, and he who has none will have what he has taken. I replace a word, I think I've seen it somewhere, or maybe I've heard it. If I have, I'm sorry for stealing your swag, but it's the Bible, of course, so you can interpret it how you will, right? I've always taken that as he who has gratitude will be given more, and he who doesn't have gratitude will have what he has taken from him, right? Like we're saying, control what you can control. Proper planning prevents poor performance, right? When you're only focusing on your boss not being in your favor, your coach, teammate, coworker, client not being in your favor, you leave out all the possibility for success, right? You're not focusing on what you can do to better yourself, right? You're focusing on all the negativity and what's going on around you rather than being appreciative for living, right? Rather than being appreciative for being able to make it to work and make it back safely, rather than being appreciative for being athletic still, rather than being appreciative for being able to literally run, jump, sprint, cut, walk, dribble, pass, bat, kick, whatever the case may be. Let's start focusing on being more appreciative for the things that we do have rather than idolizing and falling in love with the things that we don't have, right? Social media has truly ruined, it's a positive and a negative source, right? Social media has ruined a lot of people's self-image, whether it be weight, whether it be how big your butt is, whether it be how big the front side of you is, both parts for men and female. Y'all know how the game go, right? Whatever it may be, height, weight, etc. I don't want to go into explicit details, but whatever it may be, let's start appreciating what we do have rather than idolizing what we don't, right? Do with that what you will. I just came to talk and really speak my mind. I don't know if this will be the first of many or if this will be the first and last, but regardless, whoever comes across this, I wish you nothing but many blessings. I pray you have a year filled with blessings. Have a great rest of your January. Have a great rest of your year. Stay blessed and highly favored. I'm gone.